Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today on WLBT Plus. My name is Kara Shirley. I am your digital news desk host. It is Tuesday, the 6th of August, and it's a hot day out, but a rather pretty day. Got a lot to tell you about, some stuff that updates to stories that have happened over the past 24 hours, as well as some breaking news that has just come out over the past really 30 minutes here at WLBT. Before we jump into the news, though, let's take a look outside. We're going to look at our Raymond sky cam now. Beautiful day out there, beautiful view, lots of clouds, lots of sun. Again, it's hot, so if you got to spend any time outside, make sure that you are staying hydrated. Try to get in the shade. Let's look over downtown Jackson real quick. Another beautiful shot, beautiful blue skies, puffy clouds, gorgeous shot of the Capitol there. But it's pretty. It is definitely pretty out there. If you're spending any time, remember water, electricity, Lord, water, AC, shade if you can, all of that stuff. Stay hydrated, electrolytes, all that stuff. Maybe that's what I meant to say. Electrolytes instead of electricity. It's probably what it is. Well, let's go ahead and jump into the news, give you an update on some things that have happened. It's come out in the past 30 minutes here at WLBT. So we have gotten information on a body that was recovered from the Lower Head boating ramp, or near the Lower Head boating ramp in Scott County here on the res. I'm going to get it pulled up here, the map of it on my computer here so you can see. I'm going to scroll out so you can see all of Ross Barnett. So, of course, this is Ross Barnett right here. We've got Spillway Road right here. And you probably can't see it, but there's a little yellow star right there. This is where the Lower Head Dam is. This is where the body was recovered, near where the body was recovered over there in Scott County. So it was recovered around 12:15 with the help of a dive team. Coroner believes the fisherman's truck and boat went off into the water somehow, not exactly sure yet. The Mississippi Department of Wildlife and Fisheries was there. Reservoir Police, Scott and Rankin County deputies also assisted. So the gentleman who lost his life, his name was William Lee Purvis. He's age 78. And this info is per the Scott County coroner, Hunter Wolf. We will be following this and, of course, bring you guys more information as we get it here into WLBT. But that is one of the first things that we have that just came up in the past little bit. Another story that we've been following, we told you about yesterday morning, was where a teenager was shot and killed in Warren County. So that teenager who was shot and killed there in Warren County, his name is Corey Sims Jr. And we have a picture here of him, courtesy of Vicksburg Daily News. Here he is, right here. This is unfortunately the young man that lost his life. So he was shot, and 3 others were shot on Sunday night. The Warren County Sheriff Martin Pace says the sheriff's department investigators have made an arrest in this murder. And the individual who was arrested is Tavon Kane. This is him right here on the screen of Vicksburg. He is in custody. He was arraigned today in front of Judge Marcy Sutherland and charged with first-degree murder and 3 counts of aggravated assault. At this time, no bond has been set. Again, this information is courtesy of the Vicksburg Daily News. So according to reports, the shooting happened over Tavon here on the screen over his stolen phone. So he used the iPhone tracker, which led him to Abraham Drive, where he then used an AR-style weapon in this shooting. Stacy Rollison, an investigator in the case, said that it was an AR capable of shooting a 223. So on Sunday night, just after 9:30, the youths, 2 from Vicksburg, 2 from Fayette, were in the backyard of a residence at 118 Abraham Drive, as just outside the Vicksburg city limits. According to neighbors, someone walked up from the wooded area to the north and shot at the 4 young men in the backyard. Or at least shot at the 4 youth in the backyard. Sims was unfortunately struck in the head and died there on the scene. One of the youths was struck in the upper chest area, one in the foot, and another in the leg. However, this is the only one that lost their life. Again, his name, I'm going to get it correct for you guys. His name is Corey Sims, and he is 18 years old. He lost his life in that shooting. This is the individual who was arrested in that and charged today, or arraigned today, and his name is Tavon Kane. He is also 18 years old. So you got the 4 people there that were shot who were at the age of 18. You got this individual who was arrested who did the shootings of the age of 18. And it is so sad to hear these kids. I mean, there's just kids getting started really in adulthood, and their lives are forever changed. One completely lost his life, and all the rest of the kids, their lives are just completely changed over this cell phone. So a lot of times you hear the law enforcement say things such as, we've got to learn better ways of responding to situations than not just going straight to violence. It's such a sad situation, but this individual has been taken and put into jail. So we know that he is going to be facing charges soon, and we're going to follow that for sure. Gladys Lopez says that it is just sad. And Gladys, yes, it is. It is very, very sad. Just can't. Sad. It's just kids. These are kids. And as so many of our youth seem to be getting involved in these crimes, and there's so many different better paths that they can go down. And I hope that seeing these other children in their same age range and things like that will maybe help someone make hopefully a better decision in the future instead of choosing violence. Now we're going to take you to Walthall County, where MBI and the Walthall County Sheriff's Department are investigating the death of a child at a daycare center. So the county coroner says that the boy was found unresponsive. Get this pulled up for you so you guys will be able to see it. Here we go. The boy was found unresponsive at TLC Daycare and Learning Center in Tylertown. This is a video that was sent in by someone who saw that the police presence there, and you can see the police vehicles and everything there. So this is in Tylertown. An autopsy is pending to determine the child's cause of death, and no other information was received. However, you can see here in this other video that I have, actually, let me get this added for you guys. Here we go. So you can see in this video, there's crime scene tape, or in this picture rather, there's crime scene tape around the white vehicle outside of this daycare center. And what they are believing has happened is possibly the child was left inside the vehicle, and this is a heat related situation. And as a, with this heat indices that we're having and these heat warnings, especially today, our current temperatures right now are 96 degrees here in Jackson. If you get inside of a car in seconds with the AC off, it can get to unbearable, unlivable temperatures, especially you got those windows up and everything. So guys, just please make sure if you have anything, anybody, any living creature in a vehicle with you, to please check and make sure before you get out. It is an incredibly sad situation. We are following this and find out exactly what has happened with this situation. But it was a little boy who was found unresponsive. Again, that was at the TLC Daycare and Learning Center in Tylertown. And as soon as we determine what is the cause of death for this child, we will pass that information on to you. Mary Jordan saying this happens every time you turn on the news, and it's sad, and it is very sad. And it does seem like it. We hear so much about the criminals that are under the age of 18 or just barely out of their teens. And it's just sad when you think about the life that these people are, that these kids are throwing away. And then also with a child in the backseat of a car. We just gotta make sure that we take care of what is around us. We'll look before you get out. They say do things like for your vehicle, put your phone in the back seat, your purse in the back seat, a shoe in the back seat, something that you're not going to walk off and absentmindedly forget. Especially, I would think my shoe would probably work better for that. But if you have something with you and you're driving and you're going somewhere, please double check every time before you get out of the vehicle. So now coming back here to Jackson, there was a pursuit yesterday by Capitol Police, and it happened on Woodrow Wilson. So I've got the video here for you guys, and the vehicles that got injured, damage in this, the damage is crazy to see. So Capitol Police officers attempted to make a traffic stop on a vehicle near Woodrow Wilson and Martin Luther King Drive on yesterday. Well, the driver would not stop, which led officers to a brief pursuit before hitting three other vehicles near State and Fortification Streets. The 24-year-old Jacob Robinson was the driver of the vehicle that was evading police officers. He was arrested, and he is charged with felony fleeing and possession of a controlled substance with a firearm. One driver was taken to a nearby hospital, with minor injuries. Thankfully, there were no serious injuries in this, because if you look at these vehicles, let me get this pulled up full screen for you here. You look at these vehicles that were in this wreck. Look at that. Look at that sedan right there. The back end is just, it is practically non-existent anymore. And you've got the front end of that one vehicle all tore up. We're just very, very lucky that there was no other serious injuries with this. And thankful that the man that was evading police officers, or allegedly evading police officers, has been taken into custody. So over in Pearl yesterday, a man was arrested for severely beating a woman. So this arrest happened early Sunday morning. And here's his name, Christopher Curtis Mack. So it happened about 3:40 a.m. at a home on Shelton Street in Pearl. Police found the woman inside and immediately provided emergency medical care. 38-year-old Christopher Curtis Mack, again, you can see him there on your screen, was walking down the street away from the home when officers stopped him for questioning. He was then arrested and charged with aggravated domestic violence, and he is currently being held at the Rankin County Jail. We were told in the press release with this that he savagely beat the woman, that it was a very disturbing thing to see. Thankfully, though, he has been taken into custody, and of course, we are going to follow that for you. Also, a woman in Pearl has pled guilty to fraud related to COVID relief, or the COVID relief fund that came out. So she was carrying out a scheme defrauding the COVID-19 Paycheck Protection Program. She got more than $1 million. So her name is Robbie Reese, and she fraudulently claimed and received more than $1.3 million in federal tax rebates and PPP funds. The 46-year-old submitted false IRS tax claims, claiming reimbursement for payments to non existent employees and false loan documents for loans. She's scheduled to be sentenced November 7th, and she faces a maximum penalty of 10 years in prison. 10 years in prison. $1.3 million. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And it really makes you sit back and think, what all could you buy with $1.3 million? That's a lot of money to defraud the government from. And I'm surprised that the maximum penalty is only 10 years in prison for that much money. But you know, I don't make the laws. I just try and follow them. But so we're going to watch this and see what happens. Of course, like we said, she gets sentenced November 7th. So we're going to see what her sentencing is, what her fines that she has to pay, how many years, if any years, she gets put into prison for this. But yeah, her name again, Robbie Reese. And fraudulently claimed and received more than $1.3 million in federal tax rebates and PPP funds. Do you remember when COVID, when it first hit really bad here in the States, and the government put forth a program so employers could keep their employees employed at the employees' current a rate of pay and hours and things. They provided these PPP loans where businesses could apply for them and those take those funds to pay their employees and keep their employees going for what the employees are used to getting, full hours that they're normally getting, full pay they normally get. With this person, then she applied for it, but she was fraudulent. Submitted the tax forms for payments to non-existent employees and false loan documents for loans. So we will definitely let you know how long that she gets. Gladys Lopez says that's a lot. Hope she saves some of it for the commissary. That is very humorous. I don't know if she's going to get to keep any of it or any of the things that she bought with it. I don't think so. I don't think that she will be able to, but that is quite funny, Gladys. Well, let's come back here to Jackson to talk about something good that is happening. You know, we've told you a lot about Councilman Kenneth Stokes' ordinance for gas station security guards, whereas if they have a violent crime at a business, or mostly gas stations right now, that if they have more than 3 violent crimes within a 90-day time period, then they have to bring on a security guard for that area. Well, that was supposed to take place tomorrow or yesterday, the first day of that. Well, you know, we say, okay, are there going to be gas stations that go ahead and have to hire and provide security? Well, they have 90 days. So if they get 3 violent crimes at these locations within 90 days, then they have to hire someone. So at this point, we're waiting to see what happens. We're waiting for someone to have to follow the laws of that ordinance or the rules of that ordinance, but they have to reach that level first. We have to have those violent crimes. Well, hopefully we don't. Hopefully nothing has to happen, but that's what we're watching for right now, to see if that happens. If there are violent crimes that are committed at a particular location, they get 3 of those within 90 days and then have to hire those security guards. Well, JPD is trying to help curb the violence at gas stations, and they have a new initiative that they're calling Operation Gas Up and Guns Down. So what this does is it includes a special detail, which is made up of officers from JPD operations and traffic units and its detective bureau. The operation was formed in response to the multiple shootings and homicides that have happened outside of Jackson gas stations. Chief Joseph Wade says that his officers are going to do whatever it takes to keep people safe.
We'll be focusing on loitering, panhandling, trespassing, gang activity, drug activity. We'll be collecting intelligence information. We'll be doing field contacts on individuals just hanging around. We want to find out who they are and what is their business. People that are trespassing. We want our citizens to visit gas stations and convenience stores, but we want it to be an inconvenience for the criminal element.
I love that last line. We want our citizens to be able to visit gas stations and convenience stores, but we want it to be an inconvenience for the criminal element. So while right now gas stations are the primary focus of the new operation from JPD, you can expect to see a larger police presence at other businesses like hotels and restaurants here in the area. Janet Williams says, a catchy name. We'll see. Exactly. I thought it was a cute name. It is a catchy name. Keeps it in your mind. Operation Gas Up and Guns Down. We'll watch it and see. And hopefully this does help to curb some of the criminal activity that is happening. It seems here the things that they're going to be focusing on is something that you see a lot of people complaining or talking about: loitering, panhandling, trespassing, of course, the gang and drug activity. But then also going beyond just watching that, but also collecting intelligence information from people trying to solve other crimes that have happened by talking to people that are in that area. So we will watch it. Operation, again, what is it? Gas Up and Guns Down. So like we said, you're going to be able to see a larger police presence at gas stations, of course, but then also hotels and restaurants. So yesterday, was it yesterday? It was yesterday that Mayor Lumumba had a press conference, and he was talking about, someone asked him about the Talia Mara Hall. I'm probably still saying that incorrect, and I apologize. But we know that it is closed right now due to an early stage of microbial growth. Well, what the city wants everyone to know, is this is not mold. It's not mold in there. The growth is a result of a malfunction in the HVAC system in the building. Now, there was a blues event set for this weekend there. That event has been moved to the Coliseum. That's according to Mike Williams, who is the city's deputy director of the Human and Cultural Services. And the managers for the hall are working to address the long-term needs for HVAC system and working hard to have their performance hall reopened as soon as possible. Unfortunately, there is no date for that right now, but they are working to get that taken care of. Also, if you live in the Jackson area, or actually anywhere that you may be a Entergy customer, you can report street light outages right from your phone. Don't know if anyone knew about this. So the Energy app allows users to report any street light outage when you're near it. So on the app, you'll find an outage section. You click report street light out, and the app pins your location to find the street light. And so Mayor Lumumba said this is an opportunity to allow Energy to provide efficient service and encourage residents to take advantage of it. So now this is not a new service. It's been around. The mayor just asked Energy to speak about it during his press conference. It's only for street lights, not traffic lights. And it's not just for Jackson. It's for any area with street lights that Energy services can use in the future.
If you live in a community, you are the best person to advocate for the fact that the light outside of your home is off, right? You are the first person who is aware that that light is off. And so if you are in position in order to provide that information, then it makes all of our jobs a little easier in ensuring that you don't have to deal with that outage much longer.
So you can also report outages by calling 800-9-OUTAGE. That's 1-800-9-OUTAGE. So looking here, back on some comments on stories that we've done earlier. Jorday Lawson, love that name, and I'm sorry if I say it wrong. She says, here I am complaining about me and my kids being without food, and I feel so selfish after seeing this. Sometimes we may think we have it bad. Meanwhile, someone out there has got it worse. Praying for this family. That is so true. That is so true. Sometimes we have to see the bad to realize how good we have it. So thank you so much for that comment there. Torrance Austin says that they've been waiting 2 months for energy to fix one on my street. Let me know, Torrance, did you submit the outage on the app? Let us know here in the comments, just so we know, is the app that they're using, that they are promoting, is it working? Let us know if you reported that on the app. We appreciate that. And Janet Williams says, thanks, Mayor. You heard us. What do they hear you on, Janet? Which story here did we talk about that you were saying that to? Now let's look over into Hinds County. There's a new partnership between Hinds County and the Workforce Solutions Group, which could give detainees a leg up on paying off fines, saving money, and eventually re-entering society. So Monday, the Board of Supervisors approved entering into a memorandum of understanding with WSG to create a work release program for Hinds County detainees. Now, under this program, eligible detainees can leave the jail to work during the day to earn money. Hinds County Sheriff Tyree Jones says that no county money is involved in this, and he expects about 25 lower level offenders to be involved, and any offender selected would have to go through a vetting process.
This is just something positive that should be done. This helps individuals, whether they go on to a state facility from our location or if they go home. It helps us with recidivism and it helps us with reentry. And this gives them some type of positive platform for them to have once they move back into society.
So no word on when the program will start. The Sheriff's Office and Workforce Solutions Group are still working out the details. So looking here at our comments, Trent said that they reported the outage on the app and online. All right, thank you so much for that. Anybody else, have you reported outages and you have not seen them resolved or being fixed yet? Janet says that they've restored 2 lights on her street. And let's see what I saw another one and I got lost. Okay. David and Sherry Beard is asking, since the U.S. Supreme Court declared homeless camps illegal, what is Jackson's plan for this? That is a great question. And that is a great starting point for us on looking into that. So I'm going to make sure I get with our newsroom on that and get with one of our reporters and see if we can't find some answers out for you on that. David and Sherry Beard, Mr. or Mrs. Beard, whichever one of you it is. So, okay, I see we do have somebody commenting pretty spamishly in the comments section. Thank you guys for letting me know about that. Before we go today, let's take a look outside quickly at our forecast, what we're looking at. So right now, our current temperatures outside, that is a very out of date time frame right there. So how about I'll show you this instead. No, I'm not going to show you that because it's not working either. Okay, I can tell you that our temperatures outside are, we're looking at 96 here in Jackson, 94 in Lexington. Jackson is the hottest place on the map in our area right now. If we look at our 7-day forecast, or actually, let me jump to our current radar out there. You can see we don't have any rain in the area. And if we look at our 7-day forecast, there's not a chance of rain in sight. Look at that. It is dry and it is hot. Hot, guys. Oh my goodness. Tomorrow we're looking at a high of 101. The record for high temperature in our area is 102, and that was set back in the 1940s. Tomorrow we have a very real chance of beating that record. Tonight, or this afternoon rather, at 2:30. First Alert Weather Team is going to come in and talk to you about the severe heat and that we're going to be having in the area and what we can expect. And again, I want to remind you guys, if you're out and about, you getting in your vehicle, you go in around town, you have a pet with you, you have a kid or, somebody with you, let's just make sure that nobody gets left behind. Nothing gets left behind in the vehicle. Remember not that long ago where the mother ran into a store real quick, to get something, left her baby in the car seat. They left the car cranked. Well, a criminal stole the car and ended up abducting the baby. The baby was fine, thank goodness. But, you know, even you can't even leave your vehicle, anything in your vehicle with it cranked up in this heat. Take the things inside, take the kids, take the animals, take the whatever you need inside. Don't just leave them out in the vehicles, especially with this heat. I mean, we're looking at a feels like right now in Vicksburg, right now feels like at 107, 102 here in Jackson, up in Tunica, 109 down in Gulfport, 108. It's hot everywhere, and that heat indices is way up there. So if you're spending any time outside, make sure that you drink plenty of water, get in the shade, get in the AC if you can, stay hydrated, drink some electrolytes, and tune in at 2:30 right here for our First Alert Weather Team as they talk weather with you guys. That is the end of WLBT Plus. I do appreciate you guys tuning in, leaving your comments. Let me know where you're watching from, asking questions and stuff here in the comment section. I'll be back tomorrow at 1. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Stay safe out in this heat. Bye, y'all.